Okay, we'll start with Cobol programming. Okay, so we'll start with the basics of Cobol first of all. So in Cobol, we have divisions. In JCL, if you remember, if you have read the theory of JCL, we have statements in JCL, right? Job, exact DD, proc, pend, those things. Similarly, to form a Cobol program, we have some divisions. Now we have four divisions. One is called identification division. One is environment division. One is data division. One is procedure division. These are the four divisions, okay, in COBOL programming. Out of which identification division and procedure division, these are mandatory divisions. These two are mandatory, without which you cannot write a COBOL program. It's not possible. Environment division and data division are not mandatory. If you are using some files or some variables, then only these two divisions are used. If you are using files, then environment division is mandatory, where you have to define the file name. And if you are using files or some working or some variables, data division is mandatory. You have to define the file structure or the variable structure. So identification division is the first line of a COBOL program always. Okay. Now inside identification division, we have few kind of, you can say, parameters of identification division. First one is program ID. So what is program ID? Program ID means the name of the program. Here you have to write the name of the program. So if the program name is COBOL PGM, you have to write it this way. Now after each and every line of a COBOL program, we have to write this period dot after each and every line of a COBOL program. Okay. Now there are some scenarios where you don't have to write. Those concepts will get later on. Those loops and all. Now program ID is the name of the program. After writing program hyphen ID, you have to give a dot period. Then you give a space, then the program name, then again dot. And identification division is mandatory. Program ID is also mandatory. You have to write both these lines. Next is, you can say, author. Author means who has written the program. So you can write your name. If you have written the program, you have to write your name. Author dot space Saurav dot. Now this author is not mandatory. Even if you don't write this one, the program will not fail. It will still run. Then we have date written. On which date this program was written. So if you have started today, you can write today's date. Then we have date compiled. Now, what is the meaning of compilation? When you write a COBOL program, so this is the way we are writing a program, right? Later on, we'll write the code also. Now, if you write a COBOL program like this is called source code. The code that you write is called source code, and you will not be able to execute this directly. Mainframe will not accept this. Mainframe does not understand this language. You have to convert this program into its equivalent object code, executable format. You have to convert this into its executable format. That entire process is called compilation. So when you have a utility like IBgener or IG, IDCAMS or sort, those are also programs, but those are not COBOL programs. Those programs are already there in mainframe. You don't have to compile them. You can directly execute them because their executable format is already there, already present there in the mainframe system, in all the mainframe projects around the world. Okay, but these COBOL programs you are writing, this program you have written. Now, after writing this program, you have to convert this code into its executable format. That process is called compilation, and there is a utility with help of which you have to compile the program. That utility is called IGYCRCTL. We'll come to that later on. So date complements, on which date you have compiled this program. So these dates don't matter. Even if you write wrong dates, wrong name here, wrong program name, does not matter. But we should write authentic information. These are for record purpose. That is why it is called identification division. to identify the basics about the program. Basics as in these kind of details about the program. Next, after date compile, we have installation. Installation means for which client or for which project you are writing this program. So if your client is suppose ABC, you write ABC here. Okay. So this program ID, author, date written, date compile, installation, these are the five things under identification division. Only program ID is mandatory. So these two lines are always mandatory in a Cobol program. These are the first two lines of a Cobol program. Author, date written, date compile, installation, these are not mandatory. Okay. Clear till here? Hello?
Yes, clear. Yes, clear till here.
Next, we have environment division. Now in environment division, when we declare here we generally declare some computer models. Okay, the computer model which was used to compile the program, the computer model which was used to execute the program, those we can ignore. Okay, those are not necessary. Those we can ignore. Those are not necessary. In environment division, generally we define the file
Fine.
name. Okay, so if you are using any file in your program, in 95 more than 95% Cobol programs you have file concept. So if you are using any file in your program, you have to define it. If you are not using any file, then you don't need to write environment division. Then we have data division. Here, the file that you are using in the program, you have to define the structure of the file here. Okay, you have to define the structure of the file. Or if you are using any working storage variable, that variable structure also you have to define. If you are not using, or there are some other things like when you join two I mean when you link two programs, like you pass data from one program and you try to call another program, or you pass data from a JCL through palm parameter and you pass data to a Cobol program. In that scenario, there is something called linkage section that has to be defined under data division. So file declaration and file structure declaration, working storage variable declaration, or linkage section. In these kind of cases, data division is mandatory. Otherwise, you can leave. Procedure division is the actual thing where you have to write the business logic. Okay. Here you have to write. Till now, we have not written the business logic. We have just written the basics about the name of the program, who has written, when, for which client, what is the variables, what are the files. Those kind of declarations only we have done so far. In procedure division, we'll write the actual business logic. So in Cobol program, unlike JCL, in JCL we write the code from first position of the JCL, correct? You open a PDS, you open any JCL, you'll see that the code is written, star code has started from the first position. But in case of Cobol program, it starts from eighth position. So one, 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 two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. If it's a file, consider this to be a Cobol member, okay? First seven positions will always be empty. From eighth position, we'll start writing the divisions, the parameter under divisions, everything. Okay. Now under procedure division, there is something where we'll write the actual business logics, and those logics we generally write from 12th position. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I want to display IBM mainframe, I have to start writing from 12th position. Similarly, I will stop the program by writing stop run. Now these two things are called area A and area B. What is area A? Area A means the code that starts from position 8, area is position 12th. Now, what are the things which start at position number 8? All the
Section
divisions.
division.
Yeah, all the divisions, the parameters under division, section, paragraph, everything. And what are the codes which start from area B, position 12? The business logics. But not everything starts from position number 12 in procedure division. Okay, when you define a paragraph, the definition again will start from eighth position. So under procedure division, all the business logics except the definition of the paragraphs start from eighth position, that is area B. So you have to write it this way. Now, First six positions of a COBOL program will always be empty. Now, at seventh position, if seventh position is also empty, that means it's a valid line. But at seventh position, if you have star, it means it's a commented line. For example, after this identification division, generally we add some comments about the program. Here we give star and we write. We'll make a design like this. Basic COBOL program. So I have made a design like this. So now basic COBOL program means this is the description about the program, what this program is doing. If you have a program of 5,000 lines, and if you don't have a description like this, if a new guy comes and if he opens the program, he will not be able to understand the program. It will take him 2 days to understand a 5,000, 10,000 line program, correct? That is why we
Yes.
always write some descriptions that we generally write after identification division. And since this description is not part of the COBOL code, that means it is not executable, it should not be executed. It should be written in a commented part of a program. So to make any line commented, we write star. So this way I have made a design. So this is how we'll always see. Now I have written basic COBOL program. If your program is like your program function is functioning like whatever your program is doing, you have to write here. So that's a basic COBOL coding standard now. Okay. So this is how a program is written. Now next thing will be to compile it. As I said, compilation is done to convert this code into its equivalent binary format, which is your executable format. That is called object code. So the one that I have written, that is source code, object code. Now to compile, we need a JCL and we need to execute a utility which is called IGYCRCTL. This is the compilation utility. After that, we have execution. Execution is normal execution. If you write a JCL to execute IFBR14 or IDGAMS utility, same way you have to execute a COBOL program. Just step name exact PGM equal to program name you have to write. Let me connect to mainframe. I'll show you something.
Yeah, if we are going to compile in a project, in a running project, then we need to compile through JCL or we will compile it through changeman or some tool.
Well, that depends on your project. Whatever they're following, there is no specific rule like that you have to use through use JCL or something. So you have to ask your project
We can
like
compile
lead.
directly through changeman also, right?
Yeah, you can do. But here we have JCLs. So okay, this is a basic program. Okay. So see, if I write calls, first seven positions are empty for these lines, and these three lines are commented. So star is there. So identification division mandatory, program ID mandatory, author, date written, date compile instruction are not mandatory, but still I have written. These will be written in real time always. Here commented line is there, then procedure division, display IBM mainframe, stop run. So this way you have written a program. Now you have to compile it. Okay. So to compile, I have a JCL ready. Mm, mm, mm. Cobol dot source live one. Okay. So see, don't worry about this JCL. Later on, I'll show you the mechanism technicality behind this. So it's a catalog proc actually. So this is the proc library. This is the proc. Inside this proc, the compilation and link edit steps are written. There are two steps inside this proc. first step is compilation, second is link edit. Compilation is to convert the program into its equivalent uh, object code, and link edit is to again put it together and make it executable. So there are two steps inside this. You don't need to worry about that. Just so for now, you can ignore this copybook, copylib also. So copybook, there is a topic called copybook. We'll get later on. Load lib, source lib, member. These three are the things that you should be concerned about. Source lib is the library where you have written the program. Member is the name of the program. Load lib is the library where the output will be generated. Now member I have written, source lib I have written, load lib I have written. So if I submit this job, if I now go to this library load lib, if I write smpgm, smpgm, what was the program name? smpgm2,
Two.
right? So see, in this library we have this program. If you open it, you will not be able to understand. This is not in a normal format. Okay, this is how the compilation is done, and after that, so this code is equivalent to the code that I have written. If you want to like double check, cross check, you can write today's date actually here. So see 2025 0115, that is today's date. 01 is January 15 date, 09 16 32 04 02 00. This is the timestamp. So this is US time, okay? Morning 9 o'clock, 16 minutes 32 seconds, 40200 millisecond. At this time, this program was compiled. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, by the maxis you will get to know whether it's compiled successfully or not. If you want to cross check, you can check it here also. Now this program is compiled. Now from this library, in this library, the member that is generated, with the help of this member, we have to execute. Correct?
Yes.
So see, this is a normal JCL. How you always see step name, say job card, step name, exact PGM equal to the program name. And since this is a COBOL program, you have to give the library where it is present. If you don't give, because it's a COBOL program, there may be hundreds of programs with the same name in a mainframe system in different libraries. How will the program know which one to pick? That is why you have to write the library name also from where it should be picked. But if it's IBgener or IFBR14 or IDKM sort, those are utilities. Those cannot be duplicated. Those are already present in the mainframe system, and you don't have to pick them from any library. Those are already, the code is already there in mainframe. But in case of COBOL programs, you have to specify the library name from where the code should be picked. This print dd sysout, sysout dd sysout. Now if you submit it, so maxis is 0. If you go to spool, start SST, go to the second one, go to the last sysout. Whenever you have a display statement in your COBOL program, you will have a sysout generated in output because of the sysout statement. So in execution JCL, you have so many sysout statements. Okay, this sysout dd sysout is something which will create a sysout tab in your spool because of the display. If you don't write sysout here, there will be no tab, no sysout tab in spool. Hence, you cannot see the display because display is always generated in sysout tab. So if you go inside the sysout tab, you'll see IBM mainframe. You wanted to display IBM mainframe is displayed. Got it?
Yes. Clear.
Similarly, if you want to have multiple displays this way, you can just write it. Display money, display Balaji, Rajeshwari, Hamid. So inside Hamid, I have kept a space. Inside money, so within single quotes, whatever you write will be printed as it is. There will be no change. If you want to have a slash also, it will be printed as it is. So multiple displays will come. I will show you money slash I will keep. So I've saved it. Now after saving, first of all, I have to compile this. So to compile, I have this JCL, this one. This JCL ready. Just I will put the member name. The library is same. Load library is same. I'll submit this. I think I should come out of this load library. It is open. Maxis is 0. Now I will submit. I will execute this job. It is executed. I will go to spool. Sysout. See money slash Balaji, Rajeshwari, Hamid, Shrikant. Everything is generated. See? So within single quotes, whatever
Yes.
you write will be printed as it is. Got it
Yes.
now?
Yes. Got it. Yeah. Got it. Clear.
Here also money, colon, mainframe, Balaji, comma, mainframe, Rajeshwari, ampersand mainframe, Hamid plus mainframe. Everything will be printed. Okay. Now let us have some numeric variable and data type things. Okay. So I have taken a variable. First of all, let us start with x of 5. I'll keep here A, B, C, D, E. So see here what I have written is I have written identification division, program ID, and data division because I have taken a variable this time. So
Mm.
I have to write data division, and the variables have to be defined under working storage section. So now what is a variable? A variable is something which carries the value of one output from one part of the program to another part of the program. For example, if you have one big calculation in your Cobol program, and the result of the calculation is the value of the output field. Now the calculation runs in multiple phases. So after the first phase, one value is evaluated. That value is again used for the next round of calculation. One value is evaluated. That value is again used for third round of evaluation calculation. After each calculation, there is a value generated. Now, how will you take that value to the next phase? You have to take it through a working storage variable. So you have to move the value in this variable. That is why it is used. Now, what is this 0, 1? What is WS hello? What is pick? What is X? What is 5? So there are many things, right? So this 0, 1 is called level number. So we have level numbers from 0, 1 to 99. We have 99 level numbers in Cobol program. Now why is 0, 1 used? This is an independent variable, standalone variable. It does not have any parent, it does not have any child. Correct? That means there is nothing
Yes.
under it and it does not come under anything. It's a standalone variable. For standalone variables, you can use 0, 1 or 77. 0, 1 or 77, both you can use for standalone variables. But if you had a variable like this, ws hello, under which you had two sub-elementary variables, ws suppose a, picture clause x of 3, and ws b, picture clause x of 3. That time, this is a group variable because it's a parent variable under which there are two sub-elementary variables. See the level numbers. These are child variables of this ws hello. That time, the level number should be 1. We can use 77 also in it, but we generally use 0, 1 for group variables. Now, for child, these are called sub-elementary variables. For sub-elementary variables, you can use anything from 0 to 299 except for
66.
66 and 77. Okay. So 02 also you can use 03 also. It's not necessary that you should always use 02. You can use 03 also. 04 also. 05 also, no problem. So 66 is used. There's a concept called renames where we use 66. 77 is elements, independent variable, and there is something called 49 and 88. 49 is used for linkage section variables, and 88 is used for conditional variable.
Conditional.
So these four are used for some special cases. Otherwise, we have normal variable numbers. Then WS hello is the data name. It's a variable, so the variable name is WS hello. What is WS? Working storage short form. Peak. Peak is called picture clause. So it creates a relationship between this data type, data name, and this data type. So we have three data types. One is called alphanumeric. It is denoted by X. One is alphabetic. It is denoted by A. One is numeric. It is denoted by 9. The maximum length of alphanumeric, I think it is 32767. You can write these many characters in alphanumeric variable, and for numeric it is 18. Okay. Now in alphanumeric means you can write alphabets, numeric, special characters, everything in this variable. Alphabetic means you can write only alphabets A to Z. Numeric means okay, small letter, capital letter, both. Numeric means only 0 to 9. Numerics. So alphanumeric accepts everything. Now I have defined a variable 01 ws hello picture close x05. It means the maximum length of this variable is 5. Okay, it can store a maximum value of 5, and it is alphanumeric. You can store anything. Then initialize, leave it for now. I'll tell you later what initialize is. What I have done is I have move A B C D E. Now A B C D is alphabet, so we have to always write it within single quotes. Any alphabet if you write, you have to always write it within single quotes. A B C D E to WS hello. Then I have displayed WS hello. So see, there are two types of displays. First one is I have displayed WS hello, which is within single quotes. Second one is display WS hello, which is not within single quotes. The first one means whatever I have written within single quotes will be printed as it is. The output of this will be WS hello. Second one is display WS hello, means the value of this will come in the output. Got it? And third,
ABCD.
and third one is combination of this string and this variable. So value is colon space then WS hello. So this part will come as it is, then the value of WS hello will come. So let us see this. So I have compiled this program. Okay, it is present in source lib library. Then I will execute this, change the program name. See, first display was within single quotes WSLO, so it has come as it is. Second is the value of WSLO. Third is this part has come as it is. This is the value of WSLO. Got it?